إن العلماء لم يورثوا درهما ولا دينارا وإنما ورثوا العلم.
In this chapter, we have the sunnah that the person, when he enters any place, he should not ask anyone to leave his place. We should not ask anyone to leave his place and stay or sit instead of them at that place. The sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, whenever I find a spot, I go to that spot and I sit there without asking anyone to do that. And many people, they stand up when someone comes to them. This is not the sunnah. That's okay if there is a person coming from traveling. If there is a person you didn't see for a long time, and there's a dear person, a scholar, or someone like this who's coming from outside, and you didn't see him for a long time, that will be okay if you stand up for that person and if you ask him to sit at your place, at your spot. As long as this is not something repeated, and the people they should not do that as a habit. If it's not a habit that every day with every person they're doing that, if it's not a habit, that will be okay. But if it's a habit and I see that people love that, I love when I enter that people stand up for me and I ask someone to, I sit in his spot, or people, they just leave the spots for me and I sit in their spots. This is not allowed because it has something related to the heart. It has something related to arrogance. When the person loves people to stand up for him, so this is related to arrogance, and Prophet ﷺ warned us against such a thing. In the hadith of Ibn Umar, قال نهى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أن يقيم الرجل من المجلس ثم يجلس فيه. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he prohibited the person that we ask him to remove or to move from his spot and to leave his spot, and then we use a spot to sit in it. This is not allowed. طبعا this is in sufuf, in the masjid. We should not come late and ask people to leave. Unless the imam has to be in the first saf behind another imam. If the imam comes and he has his spot preserved, so this is for the imam, they have to be together. The imam is leading and the second imam is behind him. If there is anything, so he would continue salah and he would complete the salah for Muslims. So this is for the benefit of the Muslims. Otherwise, with the lines and then normal lines or normal majalis, normal gathering, when we sit together in a normal gathering, we are not allowed to ask people to leave their spots, and we sit there. If I volunteer and make it, this is not the sunnah. Yani if I volunteer and I say, Ya akhi ta'ala, sit here, I'll be sitting at the back. I'll be in the second saf. I'll be at the end of the majlis. I will be out of the office. I will go get another chair. This is not the sunnah. The sunnah, I stay in my place. We become humble. We are brothers. It's so easy. It's so normal. And if he wants to come and be in the next to me, or at the end of the majlis, at the end of the circle, or if he doesn't find a spot and he wants to go and get a chair or something, if he doesn't find a spot at the first stop, so that will be okay. They can stay where they find themselves suitable for themselves. So Prophet ﷺ prohibited the person that we ask them to leave their spots and we sit in their places. وكان ابن عمر رضي الله عنهما إذا قام له الرجل من مجلسه لم يجلس فيه. Ibn Umar was one of the most Sahaba who imitated the Prophet ﷺ in everything. However, no one has the perfection. لكن ابن عمر كان حريص جدا على متابعة النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام. حتى إنه في سفره يسأل هل النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم جلس في هذا المكان أم لا. While he is traveling, he would ask, did the Prophet ﷺ sit in this place? Did he get dressed here? And he would get dressed there. And how the camel of the Prophet ﷺ walked. Did it take a circle around a tree or something? If they say yes, he would do the same thing. Ibn Umar, he would imitate the Prophet ﷺ in everything in his life. However, he was not perfect. And because he's Sahabi, he's a human being, we're not perfect. So he had some issues as well that the other Sahaba, they perfected it for him. Other Sahaba, they perfected it for him because he's not Nabi, he's not infallible, he's not معصوم. لكن الصحابة رضوان الله عليهم من حبهم للنبي عليه الصلاة والسلام فهم اتبعوه في كل شيء وهذا هو الاتباع وهذا هو الاقتداء. This is how we imitate the Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام and we follow him. In this hadith, he's the narrator, so he has the knowledge about this regard. When anyone stands up and leaves the spot for Ibn Umar is coming, please come here. And the people, they leave their spots for Ibn Umar. Ibn Umar, if he sees someone doing that, he would not sit in that spot. He would go and find another place and sit in it. I'm not going to sit there because this is not the sunnah. And Ibn Umar is teaching by action. Is teaching by action. He didn't stand up and give a lecture. No, the action is that he came. Someone, because he loves Ibn Umar, he loves Ibn Umar, and Ibn Umar Sahabi, and son of Sahabi, and son of the commander of the believers. So he found Ibn Umar coming, and he stood for Ibn Umar. He left his place for Ibn Umar. Ibn Umar, out of humbleness, out of respect, and following of the Prophet ﷺ, he would not sit in that place, and he would go and sit in another place, teaching everyone we are all together one. We're all equal, and there's no difference between any one of us. And the most important thing, that this is Prophet ﷺ teaching, I will follow the Prophet ﷺ. I know you love me, I know you respect me, however, this is not the sunnah. And the sunnah has the priority over anything else. And the sunnah has the priority over anyone else. Ibn Umar was ready sometimes that he doesn't talk to his son if his son says, I'm not going to do this, and he leaves the sunnah. And evidence that one time he was giving his sons a lecture about allowing their wives to go to the masjid, with the etiquettes and adab. طبعا if as Aisha said, if the Prophet ﷺ saw what women did today in the masajid, he would ban them from going to masajid. He would prevent them. This is Aisha. Now Aisha died in the 50s after Hijrah of the Prophet ﷺ, and she said that. However, Ibn Umar is teaching his kids, and he told them, his sons, they're mature and they married. He's teaching them that Prophet ﷺ says, لا تمنعوا إماء الله مساجد الله. Do not prevent women from going to masajid. So his son, he said, they use it as a reason to go out and just to hang out. By Allah, I will prevent them. When he said that, he said, I tell you about the Prophet. Look at what Ibn Umar said. I tell you about the Prophet, and you say that, by Allah, I will never talk to you anymore. In one of the narrations, it says that سبه Ibn Umar sabban shadidan. Ibn Umar insulted him. Ibn Umar, he talked aggressively. He talked aggressively with his son when his son refused the hadith of the Prophet, not because he's denying it, but he has a reason. He has a justification. He says they're using it to hang out and to go outside. So I know that, so I'm not going to allow them to go. Ibn Umar, he did not talk to his son, and he aggressively, talked to him about, denying that, and he condemned his action in this regard because it was about the teachings of the Prophet ﷺ. So when he saw the man lift his place, Ibn Umar did not sit in that place. He found another spot, and he sat in it, and he applied the teaching of the Prophet ﷺ. A simple sunnah, but many of us we're not doing it. The thing that we get it from the hadith. Please do not every time stand up for each one that he comes and gives you salam. You don't have to do that. Okay, as long as you're daily or weekly you're together, that will be okay. Just you can stay, you can sit down, and it's okay. If someone is traveling, coming from outside, or someone you didn't see for a long time, that's okay to stand up for him, because Prophet ﷺ did that with Ja'far. So it's not like it's one thing and it's one option that you're not going to stand up for anyone at all. La, Prophet ﷺ sometimes stood for some people when they came after long absence. So you can stand up if someone is coming after traveling or something like this. We should not leave our spots for other people thinking that this is the good way, even if the other people, yani vulnerable people, they have high respect and so on, but we should not do that always as a habit. But if it's something, as I said, yani exceptional regarding someone who's coming from outside we didn't see for a long time, we can allow that to happen, but we should not allow it as a habit in our daily life. نسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يعلمنا وأن يفقهنا في ديننا وأن يغفر لنا وأن يرحمنا وأن يهدينا وأن يصلحنا وأن يرزقنا حسن الخلق وحسن العمل. اللهم آمين. وصلى الله وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم.